It was our ordinary council meeting, but a very interesting meeting because it was one of the meetings that occasionally occur where there is a motion of no confidence against the executive mayor and the speaker of JB Marks. This is a democratic process where the decision on whether a mayor or a speaker should remain in place is determined by votes. What happened interesting that happened in this meeting was that the matter was initially put to a vote, immediately put to a vote, and the opposition parties, including the EFF, supported the motion by a show of hands, and it was clearly visible that there was support from all opposition parties. When that happened, that whole process was interrupted by the Speaker as the chairperson of the Municipal Council, and a situation was allowed to evolve where we initially were supposed to vote to a situation where the meeting was adjourned for a period. We returned to the meeting, then all of a sudden debate was allowed, and after 2 hours or more than 2 hours we were eventually allowed to vote. This time around we also voted by a show of hands. And interesting enough, the EFF, there was a change in the support of the EFF to the motion because some of their councillors did not vote. Eventually, and that also determined the outcome to the extent that the motion was defeated by 33 to 29 votes. Our concern is the fact that our council meetings, or in the specific meeting, legal provisions that we've actually quoted verbatim in council were referred to as a misinterpretation of the law, wrong advice to council, misleading of council, and I don't think there is any interpretation when you actually read the word-for-word provisions of the legislation. And in this respect, we were deeply concerned about the fact that the speaker actually presided in their own motion or the motion that was brought against her, and when we asked her to recuse herself because of a conflict of interest, she refused to do so. And then she also proceeded to appoint an acting speaker in her stead, whilst it is actually the prerogative of council to elect a speaker. There are very clear legal provisions that it is also a democratic process. So the whole legal side to this, and local government is severely regulated. The whole legal side has been an obstacle, and for us it was disturbing to see how legal provisions were simply ignored simply because the ANC has got a majority in the municipal council, and that the majority can determine or overrule what is stated in our laws. As the DA, we are committed to, whenever we will govern this municipality, to uphold the law, to even comply with legislation when it does not favor us, and not try and find ways to circumvent legislation or not comply with legislation to ensure that the democratic process and our legislature is protected, not a political party, because that is what counts. Our legislature, our local legislature, should be above political parties. Unfortunately, this is not what we've witnessed today.